Welcome to the Healing Pod. I'm Megan, a licensed clinical psychologist.
And I'm Jessica, a licensed clinical social worker, and this is our journey of navigating anxiety as we learn to take up space and create an environment where we feel that we can belong.
Join us together as we learn not just to survive, but to thrive in our anxious brains.
This podcast is intended for educational and informational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional therapy or medical advice. If you are experiencing any mental health concerns, please seek support from a qualified mental health professional or healthcare provider. Remember, your mental health is important, and seeking personalized professional help is key to your well-being.
And welcome back. We have Jess. We have Jess coming again. Yay! She has gotten some work done on her roof and some work done on her life, and then we just decided to podcast again because we love being here for each other and can't actually decide who is the voice of reason because we both deny that title.
We're both in delirium tonight, and we've accepted this.
It is about 9 o'clock at night as we are recording this. I am playing with a long piece of string. It's just, sure, let's go with this. Let's go and have fun. So
tonight, my friends, we have some exciting, fun things. We have a message from our listener, and we're going to kind of go through that because I feel like it makes a good episode.
I like it. All right, so we have a message from Allie, and she said that she's wondering if there's anything you could cover, even shortly, about how fears are natural, or from the parent's perspective of fears, and what you can do to get rid of them for the parent and prevent them from the kids. Also, when a 2-year-old starts saying that everything is spooky, including cars driving by, emergency sirens, the trash can, how should you respond? And what if the child is excited to talk about the spookiness in the air vent, and all the parent can think of is that one supernatural episode where Joe gets dragged into the wall by a ghost? Love supernatural. But you don't mess with vents, you don't mess with sounds in vents, you don't mess with ghosts in vents. That's where their brother went, just doesn't exist. Anyway, there's no ghost in that house, hopefully. But then the child is all hyped up to go back to Nana's and see the spooky again with Aunt Megan. I may have been slightly involved in that.
So, are we calling things spooky because she's been hanging out with Aunt Megan, and Aunt Megan said, "Ooh, spooky."
Well, so there, totally. So there's a barn at my parents' house, and you can walk from one side to the other, and it's got a bunch of old things in there, a bunch of old hay bales. It's been used for storage. There's usual 20,000 cobwebs, not too many lights, especially in the late evening, and one very dead, slightly mummified, mostly skeletal cat. Which is very sad. It was a very sweet cat, but that's where he decided to end. So, but my adorable little niece Elizabeth, who is absolutely freaking adorable, wanted to walk through the barn. So I'm like, all right, well, I don't trust you walking through all this nonsense, so I will pick you up and we will go in the barn. And it's dark. It's spooky. It's okay. We're gonna go look at the spooky. So we walked through the barn about 5 times, looking at all the spookies, and she just wanted to go back in and look at the spookies. And this was evening, so every time we went through, it got darker and darker, and she was still just as happy. She was looking in the corner, she was looking at the dead cat, she was running and seeing what she could find. What she could find hidden, and she had so much fun. And then when my dad and my brother-in-law, who's not her dad, he's my other sister's husband, came, they were like, "Oh, you want to go through the barn? Let's," and they turn on this light and this light and this light and this light, and she didn't want the light, she wanted the spooky. So they were being very, very helpful, but she wanted the spooky, and she wanted to go back through the spooky and see the spooky things and see what she could find. So it was a very, here's this word, and it's fun, and spooky means we go investigate it. Spooky means we're going to go see it. So it's this fun thing, but when you're hearing your child say that, and when you're looking at them as the adult with all of our baggage, with all of our loving of supernatural and loving of scary movies and stories and things like that, you have to take that pause and be like, is it actually spooky? Is there actually a ghost in the vent? Is there... No, scary things. We don't look at scary things. Why are you running towards the spooky? You gotta love toddler logic. You gotta love how they work. They're so much fun.
So this is parenting, friends, all summed up in one barn walk. We've got fear, we've got imagination, we've got trauma, and most importantly, Megan has now created the next supernatural chaser. So, when your sister's daughter is running through all of these haunted places all over the world, and she's on TV and famous, she can thank Aunt Megan for that.
She absolutely can. I mean, a month later, I sent her a big snake skin I found because I thought she would love it, and she promptly kissed it on the head and tucked it in to go to bed.
Well, hopefully she didn't sneak the dead cat home in her duffel bag.
She didn't. We checked that one. They flew on the plane, so it would have been found. Also, you can mail snake skins, if anyone knew.
Yes. Oh, all right. So to get to it's Allie, right?
Yes.
So our listener Allie, to get to her first question, fear is normal. All right. As Veronica would tell us, I know she's listening. We're gonna zoom in and we're gonna zoom out. Here we're gonna zoom out a little bit, right? So that fear is normal and it's healthy, and we need to have fear. It's a survival mechanism.
Mhm.
But the shape of fear, the specific things we fear, those are often passed down. So you have awesome aunts like Megan who will walk you through the barn and say, "Ooh, this spooky is cool. Look at this. We don't have to be scared. There's nothing in here that's going to hurt us." And this child is going to have the most balanced amygdala I've ever seen in my life.
She's an amazing
Alligators
kid.
aren't going to eat her.
They be her friends.
Yes. And then we have those fears that we need to be afraid of. I'm walking down a dark alley and this man is walking a little too close behind me. Maybe my fear trigger is going off for a reason and is not spooky.
Mm-hmm.
It's terrifying.
It is. And there's
Your brain is telling that.
because it like you said, it keeps you safe. You should be afraid if you're on a rickety ladder really high up, because that's going to help you to hold on tighter and to be aware of yourself more. I know there was I want to say it was Peppa Pig episode, or some Child's Show episode, that was working through fear of spiders and how not to be afraid of spiders. And Australia banned the episode because there are so many poisonous spiders in Australia. That was a dangerous idea to teach the children. You need to be afraid of animals in Australia. They're really cool from a distance. Camera lens only. So,
But also it's okay to try.
So there's definitely, like you said, that awareness that when is it a safety measure and when is it passed down. I can remember climbing on the roof to watch thunderstorms with my dad because they were so cool and we got to see them. So it took out that sense of, oh, what's this big scary noise and what's those big flashy lights? Because it was something to look for and something to call when you saw the lightning and describe what it looked like. It was fun, versus the child whose parents see a mouse and they're jumping on the table and screaming and oh, that must be dangerous. That must be something to be afraid of. Okay, mice equals scream. Gotcha. It's a different feeling.
Yeah, it really is. And that's so kind of paying attention to those developmental words. Spooky for us is usually, oh, that's scary. But for a toddler, spooky can be, oh, that's new. Maybe it's unexpected. Maybe it's scary, but also maybe it's just cool. Yeah. And it's the way that you respond, whether you teach them to be calm and curious, or it learns this might be strange, but it's not unsafe. And then if you're like me and you're terrified of snakes and you even see one slither across and you scream and you freak out and you're like, oh my God, get away, then that's going to tell your child and help their developmental system learn that's scary. So kind of recognizing those new words, it sounds like Elizabeth has created the coolest word for this is new and kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. And how do we lean into it? How do we say, ooh, that's spooky. Let's grab the flashlight. Let's look up the bug and use the identifier app and see if we can figure out what kind it is. Is this a safe one? Is this a spicy one that we don't touch up close and we keep a distance from? Like, how do we tap into that curiosity of a toddler of everything in the world is new? And new doesn't mean bad. New can be fun. New can be friends that I can bring in my hands and show people this cool bug crawling all over me. New can be so many things. And we can love it and we can enjoy it and we can grow with them and grow with ourselves, because a lot of that is that exposure therapy. It's seeing this thing that your brain is telling you, danger, danger, danger. Oh, wait, it's not eating your child. It's not eating you. It's not acting dangerous. I guess I should calm down, and I guess that's not really a dangerous thing. Sorry, false alarm.
Yes, absolutely. Halloween is the perfect time to kind of test that nervous system and say, oh, I can be scared. And also I can regulate and say, okay, that's not going to hurt me. Haunted houses. I am a terrible mother. I love dragging my children through haunted houses because it's scary. I know, I hope, nothing in there is going to hurt them, right? Like, it's all planted. But also it's teaching them to recognize, oh, I might need to be scared of this. But also, okay, it didn't hurt me. I can calm down now.
Yeah, and I know I started watching horror movies from a young age because I am that weird person. I can tell when it's a really good movie because it sucks you in, so I love the psychological ones. And I love the cheesy bad ones so bad because you sit there and you're like looking at the bad makeup jobs and at the bad prop work and at the horrible scenery and the bad acting, and you're watching it and you're laughing and you're not sucked in and you're not losing your sense of reality. It's just like, I expect us to believe that. Oh, that's so cute. The knife bent when you stabbed them. And it's fun.
Yeah. The stupid ones always die first.
Oh, they do.
Don't go in there.
I know. Why can't we hide in the moving car? I love that commercial. It's a great commercial.
Yes.
Yeah, like if your kid likes the spooky stuff, if they want to search for the monsters, the ghosts, the goblins, I mean, depending on your beliefs and where you're sitting with this stuff, okay, so where's your monster spray? Where's your safety flashlight? Where's anything that feeds into that imagination of we're going to search for this and it's going to be completely safe because it's like, all right, let's go see what that scary noise is. What do you think it is? Let's see what it really is. Could that be the wind or could it be something else? If it's something else, what are we going to do? What's in our bag? Do we have a flashlight? Do we have a hat and cape that make us invincible? Do we have a bucket to collect the bugs in or to collect the snake away with? What is going to keep us safe and what is going to help us learn from exploring for this stuff and from looking for this stuff? Because if we look at that,
maintaining that balance of like cautious and curious. It's okay to be cautious, but that doesn't always mean we need to be fearful. And I could be curious. What is this?
Yeah. And if you can laugh, if you can play, if you can learn something, again, if you can have that gentle exposure and calm yourself down with it. Laughing is a great way to regulate your breathing. Calm yourself down with it and see that nothing is going to hurt you. It'll be okay.
When you're secretly spiraling, you're overcoming your fears at the same time as fueling the imagination of your child.
Stop adding to it in your head. Stop thinking, what if? Stop replaying the supernatural episodes. They are wonderful. You can watch them later. Stay present. Breathe. Ground yourself. Figure out what's going on right now. Is this actually okay? And if you can calm yourself down, if you can slow your breath and your body and your heart rate down, and you can look at this and tell your kid, we got this. Whatever's there, we can handle this. We're so safe. I got you protected. You got me protected. Your kid is going to believe you. They believe what you are actually showing them. If you're terrified and tense and standing back in the corner is like, yeah, sweetie, we're safe. Go ahead. They're not really going to believe you.
Yes. So hopefully you continue to fuel the imagination of your future ghost hunter, because I love those shows and I'm really hoping I get to see her on TV someday.
Oh, she's going to have so much fun. Hopefully, maybe
Yes.
not watch them right before bed, but she's either
Yeah,
going to do that or she's going to be the next like crocodile hunter. Yeah.
exactly. But I think that's also a good segue into her other question, right? Talking about bedtime horrors and vivid dreams.
Yes.
So why does vivid dreaming happen every night? Why does it mess up your sleep? How do we make it stop? This is something you're dealing with on a regular day-to-day basis.
So, dreams in general are your brain's way of processing the information it has gained during the day. It is sorting through the new memories. It is making connections. This was like this and this was like that. It is figuring out where to store it all. It's going through this giant processing and then setting you up for the next day. So, we all dream a lot. You will only generally remember your dreams when you wake up in the middle of them. So you have to wake up to some level to remember your dreams. Vivid dreams can be a lot harder. Sometimes it's medication, sometimes it's cold actually makes you dream more. So if you leave your window open on a really cold night, you're more likely to have strange dreams, very weird, very vivid dreams. If you are chronically sleep deprived, you're more likely to have dreams. Trauma, if you have gone through something that your brain can't let go of yet, you will have vivid dreams. Or sometimes you just like to dream about your high school experience and forgetting to go to a class until the day that you have your final on it and then not remembering your locker combination for years. Sometimes your brain just does that.
Brains are really weird. And I hate this word, but it's important and it's what all the books use. Sleep hygiene. Sleep hygiene is extremely important. I am guilty of it. I'm a vivid dreamer. It's probably why I don't sleep very well. It's probably why I'm always tired. But I also am not somebody who follows my sleep hygiene. I don't wind down early unless I'm exhausted. So winding down early, lights off, screens down. Don't be scrolling true crime at 10 p.m. because your brain's going to hold on to that and you're going to carry it into your dreams. And especially the doom scrolling. Don't do that. Don't do that.
If it matters to you and you're worrying about it and you're thinking about it and you're looking at it right before bed, you're going to keep worrying about it. You're going to keep thinking about it. That is not the stuff you want in your head. This is why parents read bedtime stories to their kids. This is why you sing songs to your kids before bed. This is why you're like, all right, let's start imagining what dream you want. Let's put something calm, relaxing, and happy to get your brain focused on that instead of on, I'm sorry, what just got passed now? Who's doing what now? What horrible things and crime? Okay, humans exist. Can I have some monsters that can easily be wound off with like some salt or some silver bullets, please?
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
But you want more control over what is in your brain. So if something is sitting there and spinning and spinning and spinning in your head and you don't want to think about it, but your brain feels like it's important and is trying to remember it, write it down so you don't have to think about it. Just get it out of your head.
Dump it in a journal.
They're great. Maybe you don't ever need to read it again. Maybe you do need to deal with it in the morning, but you don't need to actively think about it because you can just check your journal when you turn off your alarm. It'll be right there.
Body grounding, that's a big one. Somatics is always huge for me. Progressive muscle relaxation, it's so easy. Anybody can do it. You tighten your muscles from top to bottom and you release them. Calm your body. Doing gentle stretches, breath work, reminding your body that it is safe and it's okay to release that tension. It's important to release what you're holding and that you're carrying from that day. Doing a gentle sleep app might help you if you need a guided meditation.
There is calm and comfort in rituals, in creating these habits, in training your brain and your body that this is sleep time. We'll deal with the rest later. Now, that's why it gets hard in college often because you're in a dorm room and your main living area is your bed. So you're doing homework on your bed and you're socializing on your bed and you're just everything about being in your dorm room is on your bed. So it doesn't send you that habit of when I'm in bed, it's sleep time. So you kind of need to actually remind yourself of that sometimes. You need to take
Yes.
care of your body. Do not eat the Thanksgiving dinner right before you lie down. Your stomach is going to try to be digesting food, and that doesn't make you sleep well.
Exactly. This is rated R.
Mm-hmm.
Any little ears go away. But I took a sleep hygiene training, and this psychologist, I can't remember his name now,
Mm-hmm.
but he was like, the only thing that you're allowed to do in your bed is sleep and sex. That's
Mm-hmm.
it. If you choose to have sex, you don't go to sleep right away. You go to the bathroom, or you go get a drink of water, and then
Very
you come
important.
and you lay back down and tell your brain to go to sleep.
Always go to the bathroom after sex. Very important health and safety check. UTIs are no fun. Go to the bathroom after sex. Always.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, like you want that separation. You want that association that bed means fun and sleep, which is fun and relaxing. Bed means good feelings. Bed doesn't mean bad feelings.
Yes.
And watch out for the tricks. So some of the sleep meds, you're not actually asleep, you're just drugs. Alcohol, pot, they make you tired, but they do actually mess with your sleep system or your sleep cycles. They do. Like it makes you tired at first, but as soon as they wear off, you're snapping out of it. And if you're in the middle of that REM cycle, there's that dream you got caught in.
Yeah.
And pay attention. So when I'm working with little kids in their dreams, if there's any repeated themes, if there's any repeated dreams, I want to know because that means it's something your brain is thinking of. And I know I do tend to have vivid dreams, not too often anymore, which is nice. I've been able to do lucid dreaming before, which is where you know you're dreaming in the dream and then you can mess with the dream. Or you can wake yourself up from the dream, but then you're still actually asleep and the dream follows you when you're awake. That's not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you get the
And
night terrors. That's not good.
yeah, exactly. So, and that's where I struggle. I always have vivid dreams, and I majority of the time always remember them.
Mhm.
But I think it's important, people get so overwhelmed with their dreams that it becomes such a negative thing that we're not trying to erase dreams. We're trying to reduce that overwhelm that your body is carrying to bed with you so that you wake up rested and not rattled carrying that through the rest of your day. Because I'm that person, like, if I wake up mid dream and it's like an action dream, I won't go back to sleep because I want to know what's going to happen. So I have to write it down so I can process through. And this sounds crazy, people. I promise I'm not totally crazy. I write down what my dream is, like where it stopped, and I finish the story. Otherwise, it drives me crazy all day long, wanting to know. Like, for example, I had a dream the other day that I was getting gas. I drive an electric car, so this made no sense. And my 3-year-old was still a baby, and I got carjacked. And I remembered that all of my electronics were in the vehicle. So I'm looking up to find my app while I'm calling the cops and like trying to protect him, right? And I'm like, the cops are useless. Like that was the key part that really stuck out to me. And I decided to go save this child because they took my vehicle and parked it on a cargo ship with my child in it. So I somehow got on this cargo ship 100 miles away in like a matter of 10 minutes. And now I have to figure out how to get this baby off of a cargo ship in the middle of the ocean. It was chaos. And that's where I woke up and I'm like, but how do I get off the cargo ship? So I had to write it down. I was driving myself crazy.
I love it. But that's a thing. That is what you're supposed to do. That is what I will have kids draw the endings. I will have them write the endings. We will act out the endings. If you can end the dream, especially if it's a repeated dream, especially if it's one where the themes have repeated everywhere, your brain gets the conclusion that it wants and it can finish trying to answer and end that dream. It can feel better. It's like, oh, that's what happened. Okay. If you wake up and you can just stay in that half foggy space where you're kind of asleep, but you're kind of awake and just do what you want and the dream there. If you can write it down, if you think of it later and like, I didn't like that. Let's do something else with it. Do it. And this is, there's an app, Dream Easy, and that's what they use for the PTSD dreams. They work on that guided imagery and that Tell us everything you remember as detailed as you can. Now write your ending. Put all those details, all that emotion, everything in there that you need, and practice it and tell yourself it and think about it and get the ending from that dream that you need so you're like, okay, solve the problem, save the kids, we're good.
Yes, exactly. Put a helicopter on that cargo ship and we just flew away. I don't know how to drive a helicopter, but I do now. Fly a helicopter. I'm delirious, guys. I told you. Sleep deprived.
I think one of my favorite weird dreams, I was, there was this gorgeous like a garden on a rooftop and there was a nice bath there and I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'm going to take a bath. This is lovely." And so I started taking a bath and I got blown up. And for the rest of the dream, I was Liam Neeson trying to solve my own murder. It was great.
Oh my gosh, never go to the bathroom in your dream, though. If your brain is telling you to go pee in your dream, don't do it.
That said, I had a series of dreams one night where it was a video game. I would die in every dream and then would reset for something else. I would die and a reset for something else. And the reset got stuck. And I had just gone through a wood chipper and the reset got stuck. So me dead in a wood chipper is just chatting with the other dream people while we waited for the reset to fix so that I could come back and we could do another dream. Dying in a dream doesn't even hurt. You can breathe underwater in a dream. You can die. Just don't pee in a dream.
Yeah, don't. That follows you.
Mm-hmm. That one counts. Yeah. I did.
I wake if I'm even dreaming about ocean water, like I will wake myself up. I am not swimming in nothing. I'm gonna wake myself up. Now I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Also, go to the bathroom before you go to bed.
Yeah, that too. Don't chug a whole water. I don't even keep a water bottle by my bed anymore.
Hydration is important, but so are clean sheets. Yes. Like, and dreams can
especially if you're pregnant. That's the only time it's happened to me is when I'm pregnant.
Well, there's no hope for that. There's just no hope.
Bladders are too small and squished at that point in life.
They are. Like, dreams can be epic and engaging and fun, and it's when it traps you in it and when it's emotionally something that matters to you that it becomes scary and worrisome. Like if you're just sitting there and watching yourself solve your own murder, but you know it's a dream and you know you're being acted by this person that's great at solving murders, it's fine. It's not scary at all. It's like, oh, okay, there's a zombie. Well, I'll find some monster gun to kill it with later. But when you feel trapped and powerless, and it is the same feeling that you are struggling with somewhere in your real life that you don't know how to control, and your brain is trying to figure out how to control that feeling, but it maps it onto now you're in a room and there's zombies outside the door and there's no escape. That one's going to stick with you. And that's where you need to say, where can I find my power? How can I end this dream better?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Baby step at a time.
So spooky things, they don't have to be spooky at all.
No.
Sometimes that's just curiosity. Sometimes that's just different. Sometimes that's just fun. Sometimes kids are just weird. Let them be weird.
Toddlers are weird. Toddlers are so strange. They do weird things. They eat weird things. Just roll with it.
If you roll with it and you play with them, they'll remind you how to be weird and how to be curious and how to have fun.
Yes.
I had one session today where we had 2 different dance parties because there was a lot of heavy feelings. And like, we're not going to process this. We're not going to work through this anymore until we loosen ourselves up. Pick your favorite song. Me, your dad, and you, we're all just going to dig Kirby. I picked up Kirby and we danced with Kirby. The 4 of us all just danced because we needed to. And it helps. So let's be weird. And let's show kids that weird is fun. And curious gets you new friends and new discoveries and different textures and different colors and different things that the rest of the world might be missing out on.
And your fear doesn't have to be your kids' blueprints. It is not too late to work on your fear and to give them an opportunity to find it to be something interesting or cool. Maybe you're terrified of heights and you have zero desire to go skydiving. but you don't feed that fear to your child because you talk about how that would be so interesting or so cool. And then they're interested in heights. You don't freak out when they're climbing a tree. You're like, wow, you got really high. Make sure we're watching our feet steps, but I wonder how high you can go. And stand there and support them.
Yeah. It's like, look how strong your grip is. Wow, you found the best footstep there. That's amazing. Where do you think you can go from here? Does this still feel safe? That is so cool. How did you find the best branches? Use your child's curiosity to help you challenge and explore. Is this a fear for safety of not that tree? That tree is not a safe one. It's dying and the branches are falling off. Or is this a fear because you didn't get to explore when you were a kid? Because somebody gave you their own fear? Because just in your brain, some wires decided to be super wired and make a little bit of safety nervousness keep you on the ground. And you really want to fly and let your kid fly.
Exactly. And most importantly, if your dreams are too loud, too vivid, your body probably needs more safety during the day. Little people, if they're super overtired and exhausted and they've played really hard, adding in sleep hygiene, doing some calm down time before bed, not just going straight from, oh my gosh, we just finished dinner, it's bedtime, you need to get in bed. But doing showers, doing singing, reading a book. I know we get caught up in the busy day to day of I'm ready to have my slow down time. I've got 3 toddlers. I get it. We do showers and then we do tuck-ins. And sometimes I'm just tired and I'm like, I've given you 500 kisses and I'm ready to go to bed. But that little bit of extra time of just sitting there and singing and being silly with them in bed and getting them tucked in just right. My son has to be like, he has to be tucked in a specific way every night, or he will wake up screaming and he'll be in bed with me. So we do that ritual and he feels safe when he goes to sleep. And I have to slow myself down and remind myself his tiny body needs safety to be able to go to sleep comfortably without the chaos.
You do. And if there's no externals, like if you're not overstimulated, if you've done the rituals, if things still seem off, there are medications that have those small side effects. I had one family, I want to say it was an asthma medication. Both their kids were on it, and one just kept acting out very aggressive, and one kept having the most violent nightmares with no, they never watched anything, they never read anything, but the bloodiest, most violent, everyone in my family is dead, everyone in my family is being killed, I'm being killed over and over nightmares because of this medication. There are times your body will react to things like that. So if you've done everything else and this is still happening, check with your doctor, read up on the side effects, check and see is there something else going on here too, just to know. This stuff does happen sometimes, and it's good to be aware of yourself for it.
As we discussed prior to the show starting, that tiniest percentage of this could be a symptom might actually be a symptom.
Yes, they do. When they are doing the side effects of medications, it doesn't truly get checked at first if the side effect is caused by the medication. Absolutely anything that you experience is attributed to the medication, which is why probably like 99% of medications have a side effect of a headache, because people just get headaches. But there are ones where it's like, and may cause this. And if you see that and you see a lot of people saying, hey, I actually experienced this, is this a thing? Check with your doctor, see if there's an alternative, see if you can back off, try something different for a while, and see if it has any effect. See if you can change that. Be healthy. Be smart, scientific, and healthy. Always do science. Science is good. Science experiments are fun. Oh, science is so cool. The lab coat, you get a clipboard, you get to say, I think this is what's going on. How do we test it? How do we prove myself right? And how will I prove myself wrong? And do the things. Yes, we got this. Yeah, I mean...
Well, Allie, hopefully we touched on some of those things that you were asking about. I know we have a tendency to pigeonhole all over the place. But hopefully you got something out of that.
I hope so. I hope so. It has been a lot, and so we're doing what we can for you guys. I know we don't expect you to be perfect. Don't expect us to be perfect. Be curious though. Have fun with your life. If you're having really vivid dreams, is there something in them that makes sense to you that you're dealing with, or is there something around that you need safety and comfort for? Can you ground yourself? Can you make your own ghost safety bag, or are you just gonna help your kid to do a little bit better than you are? Which, if your kid's doing better than you, that means you just won as a parent. That is the entire goal.
Yes. My kid loves swimming with sharks, and that is her goal for when she graduates college, is to play with sharks.
So cool.
I don't even get in the ocean, so I clearly did not pass my fear to her.
No, you let her have her dream and you let her enjoy it, and she's running with it, and she's gonna be amazing. And I will totally swim with all the sharks with her. If she needs a shark swimming buddy, I am there.
Good, because that child keeps trying to get me. Come on, Mom, just overcome your fear. Girl, that's not how I plan on dying. You go right ahead, and I'll be here taking pictures.
we went on a family trip down to the Keys and the Dry Tortugas, and we went snorkeling down there. And there was a nurse shark, and everyone else was just off doing their own thing. So I just went after the nurse shark and just kept swimming. And then my uncle had to come and get me because apparently I went pretty far. And he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Shark. It's cool. It's just swimming."
Did you molest the shark?
I did not. I just followed.
Don't say that.
No, I just followed from a safe distance and just followed the shark because she was really cool. Okay. No hurting. I just like watching.
It's so hard not to pet the manatees when they come right up underneath your paddleboard.
Mm-hmm. Don't touch the manatees. No molesting manatees.
No molesting the manatees. It's so funny because me and the girls are always yelling at each other. Don't touch the butt.
The butt is right there. Don't touch the butt.
Touch the butt.
Love them. Be parallel to them. Parallel fun. Yes. But yes, there are no ghosts in the vents because we already expelled all the ghosts. The only ones we had were cat ghosts anyway, so we're all good.
Exactly.
I get my haunted golf balls, and my parents' house has cat ghosts. We're good. We got this. But thank you all for coming with us today. Thank you for putting up with our tired late night rambling this time around. Hopefully you enjoyed it a little bit. If you found us once, you can find us again. We are the Healing Pod. We are online wherever you can find your podcasts. So Apple Podcasts, Spotify. You can Google us and find us. If you found us before, you can find us again. Where else are we at online, Jess?
We are on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Our TikTok really is not that active. But our Facebook and our Instagram has gotten better, my friends.
Yay! And as always, you can always see our lovely faces on YouTube too, in case you want something more than just disembodied voices. But yes. We will be back.
Our website is back up and working, by the way.
All right.
Blip.
What just happened? We'll be back in a couple weeks. Till then, take care. Have fun hunting ghosts or spiders or snakes or just random noises. Hopefully your dreams aren't too bad, and make them fun when you have them. Bye, everybody.
Bye, friends.